You look at what he's been tweeting today, directed at the whistleblower, directed at so many people. I frankly think that based on this and all we've seen him do before, including attacking members of Congress, that he frankly his Twitter account should be suspended. He is irresponsible with his words in a way that could result in harm to other people. And so the privilege of using those words in that way should probably be taken from him. Should probably be taken from him. Should probably be taken from him. He has lost his privileges and it should be taken down. And the bottom line is that you can't say that you have one rule for Facebook and you have a different rule for Twitter. The same rule has to apply, which is that there has to be a responsibility that is placed on these social media sites to understand their power. They are directly speaking to millions and millions of people without any level of oversight or regulation.
I think we need to push back on this. There's no guarantee to free speech on misinformation or hate speech, and especially around our democracy.
I know you wrote to Twitter and the CEO, Jack Dorsey, and asked him to take away the president's Twitter handle, his account. How is that not a violation of free speech? I mean, the president has the same rights that you have, that I have, and how would that not just be a slippery slope? Or
I've heard that argument, but here's the thing, Jake. First of all, a corporation, which is what Twitter is, it does not have it has obligations, and in this case, Twitter has terms of use policy. And their terms of use dictate who receives the privilege of speaking on that platform and who does not. And Donald Trump has clearly violated the terms of use, and there should be a consequence for that. And there should be a consequence for that. Not to mention the fact that he has used his platform, being the President of the United States, in a way that has been about inciting fear and potentially inciting harm against a witness to what might be a crime against our country and our democracy. And for that reason, I do believe that it's clear that he has violated the terms of use, and I'm asking that Twitter does what it has done in previous occasions, which is to revoke someone's privilege.
Meanwhile,
go f yourself. But go f yourself.
And that's exactly what he needs to say to Kamala Harris and anybody else that's trying to trample on free speech. You see, the Democrats have their own idea as to what free speech is. And their idea is basically, if you disagree with what they say, if you don't follow the party line, then you're giving out misinformation, disinformation, whatever you want to call it. That's what they determined it to be. You know, the whole thing where people had said, how do you define porn? And people would say, I know it when I see it. That's what they're trying to do with free speech. And then you heard this has been going on for quite some time. She tried very hard and succeeded in getting Donald Trump thrown off the platform. Donald Trump's Twitter access was denied. He was banned. And now along came this rich billionaire who said, you know what? I'm going to pluck down $44 billion and I'm going to buy this thing and I'm going to open it back up to everybody. And now, going into an election in November, they have tried just about as much dirty crap against Elon Musk as they have against Donald Trump and RFK Jr. And unfortunately for them, fortunately for us, they have not succeeded. They've tried everything. And now what we're seeing is other countries around the world are attacking Elon Musk and attacking X, trying to get them to basically just go away and not allow the people of their entire country to participate. The entire country of Brazil just was told X is now banned. By the end of this video, I am going to show you unequivocally why it is so important for these people to do away with Elon Musk and X. It is imperative for where they want to go to make sure that X is a non-entity. Which is the same reason why, even if you are not on X, and I put a poll together, I can see, about 50, 60% of you aren't on X. Get over there, support it, even if you don't use it, open an account, follow some people. I'm there. Follow Elon Musk. If you don't follow anybody else, just go ahead and follow his his thread. It's amazing the stuff that he puts out. And as you start reading, if you didn't read anything other than Donald Trump and Elon Musk, you would have a great understanding as to why they are freaking out. And after today's video, I'm going to put the punctuation mark on it, and you're going to go, oh my God, I didn't know that. Now it all makes sense. Now that I see that they have to do this. But more importantly, it tells you what you need to do even more so in November, because if they have their way, it goes away. It becomes like Brazil. They shut us up. They silence us. Those of you who have watched my channel know there's certain words I can't say here because of the guys upstairs. Big Brother keeps watching, and they look very intently on everything I say. Many of my videos, I have to wait and appeal them so that they can be shown to a vaster audience, a bigger audience. Initially, sometimes they go in and say, no, we have to check out what you said in this live video because we're not sure if everybody should hear what you have to say, Barry, because, we know you're a little controversial. We know you may go off and fly off the handle, so we got to make sure you're okay. Luckily, I've won about 99% of my appeals and solely because I understand what words I can't say and what words I can say. There are a lot of YouTubers out there who just will not follow the rules. They just demand that I can say whatever I want. Well, I'm in somebody else's house. I'm on somebody else's platform. And if they say you can't say these words and you can't position your content a certain way, then that's the rules of the house. But nonetheless, that doesn't happen on Twitter. It's completely free speech. The only thing you can't do is break the law of the existing country. As long as you don't say, something, I'm not even going to speak it here because it could get me in trouble here, but you would know what the laws are of the United States. You would know the laws of Australia where you live, although they're changing. Depending on what country you are living in right now, what may have been legal a year ago may not be legal today because they're doing everything to basically tighten the screws on free speech and not allow the population of the world to talk to each other, to let everybody know what's going on. With their entire agenda and what they're trying to do, Twitter is the biggest obstacle, biggest impediment to what they're trying to do globally. In an instant, you can find out what's going on in the far reaches of the world in real time. You see, all of us who do videos here, we have to compile, we have to bring you information, we have to then make sure that you're subscribed or you see the video, whereas you go on Twitter, you may not like some of the stuff you might see, but you're going to see it. And you're going to see people talking in real time. And if you think the comment stream on my videos is big, understand on Twitter it just goes like this constantly. And you have to filter and figure out who you want to listen to, what you want to hear. You see, the lifespan of a tweet is about 15 to 20 minutes. After that, you have to search for it. It's gone. On here on YouTube, you can find something here forever if you use the right search terms. But for Twitter, you better see it when it happens or find out from someone else who's tweeted about it or X posted about it in order for you to get the information. They can't stand that. It is nails against the chalkboard for the Democrats and the globalists. They don't want you to see information, especially with what happened with when we all got locked down. People were talking. People were exposing things. And to this day, they are still exposing things, and they don't like it at all. I mean, not at all. In fact, just so you know, just this morning, Elon Musk appealed this crazy judge's ruling in Brazil who shut down Twitter across the entire country. Came back just 11:30 this morning, a couple hours ago. Breaking: Brazil's Supreme Court panel has upheld a judge's decision to block billionaire Elon Musk's social media platform X nationwide. It is now a crime in Brazil to utilize X. A crime. Can't even access it. If you try to use a VPN, which is basically a virtual private network to mask where you are, you can be fined up to $10,000 per occurrence. They've shut X down in Brazil. Other countries are doing the same thing. And here in America, that's what they want. You just heard the presidential candidate for the Democrat Party advocating for you to be silenced. Of course, she wants Elon Musk silenced, but she wants you to be silenced. You have to understand that. You have to grasp that is what really bothers them. The same thing with Trump. When Trump says they're coming after me, but what they really want is you, it's the exact same thing with Elon Musk. They're going after him because they have to shut you up. They have to shut me up. They don't want us talking and letting people know what's going on. I just wonder how many of you even looked at that and said, wow, Brazil just turned off X? Yep, gone. And then some of you may wonder, why exactly does that concern me what Brazil's doing, or New Zealand, or some of these other countries? Why should I even be concerned about what they're doing in these countries? Well, because the next thing they're going to do is they're going to come for you. And one of the biggest things and reasons they're doing this is because they're terrified that the election is going to cause the big problem here. Too many people know too many things. Too many people are seeing too many things. And it's now making its way to mainstream media. Check this out.
But are we seeing even more misinformation this election season than we've seen in the past? And where's it coming from?
Yeah, we're seeing more election disinformation for sure. It's coming from Donald Trump. It's coming from Elon Musk.
You hear that? Are we seeing more misinformation than we've ever seen before? Oh, it's incredible. And where's it coming from? Oh, it's coming from, Donald Trump and Elon Musk. We no longer have a media. They hate you. They hate me. They will lie with complete impunity, like I've been telling you. Funny, he doesn't mention Kamala Harris's Twitter account, X account. I showed you some things yesterday. She lied like 4 times in one sentence. But that doesn't seem to bother them because it's their side that's telling the lie.
It's coming from, we know, foreign adversaries like Russia and Iran and North Korea.
Russia. We got to have the boogeyman. If we don't have that boogeyman, we can't control you.
China, who are heavily invested in not only perhaps electing a particular candidate, but in also all of them are heavily invested in getting us to doubt that the accurate candidate was elected, to doubt that our democracy and our elections are working.
The gaslighting continues up until today. It's going to continue. They're trying to make you believe that this didn't happen when so many of us know exactly what happened. So many of us know that we were told to shut up. You were banned. You weren't able to even talk about it. People in Georgia, in Fulton County, hey man, there's some funky stuff going down here and we don't want, excuse me? Can you hear me? Oh, you're done. You got banned. You go away. Don't ever talk about what happened in Fulton County.
And so when you see information on social media in particular that triggers something within you, that seems to make you angry about the other side, all of us as sophisticated media consumers should pause and say, maybe that anger is the product they're trying to create. Maybe they're getting paid or they're benefiting from creating that anger in us.
Meanwhile,
go yourself. But go yourself.
He's so right. he sat there with that condescending attitude and said, maybe the anger, and they might even be getting paid to say it. Have you seen the stories from the influencers who are telling you how much Kamala Harris's team has been paying some of these people? Nope, that doesn't matter. It's Elon Musk and Donald Trump who are the bad guys here, because they're not pushing the right information that we want to be pushed. You can go on Kamala Harris HQ, and you can go on Kamala Harris's own page, and you can see lie after lie after lie, misinformation, disinformation, brainwashing, gaslighting, and there's no problem. Just go ahead and search Kamala Harris and Project 2025. A whole bunch of tweets. Says it over and over and over and over again. And it's not true. It's total misinformation. She's making it up. Nobody cares about that. You can have her talk about, Trump wants to have a national baby disposal ban. Nope, didn't say it, never said it. She will put out stuff like Trump says people are suckers and losers for being in the military. Nope, not true. Nobody said that. You can say Trump wants to be a dictator on day one. Nope, fully out of context. You're lying again. Complete misinformation. I could go on and on and on and on. But that stuff doesn't bother them. You see, she's allowed to say whatever she wants. Dementia Joe, when he was running, he could say whatever he wants. There wasn't a television station anywhere, not a single network, that would get up and complain about what he had to say, or now with what Kamala has to say. It's absolutely crazy. And now we've had Mark Zuckerberg come out and plead forgiveness. Yeah, I did it. They told me to do it. They told me to basically stifle conservative speech. We have the smoking gun. It's the CEO, the founder of Facebook, came out and said, yes, that's what they're doing. Remember the Twitter files. Some of you who haven't been on Twitter, who may just be new to it, I keep calling it Twitter. It's always going to be Twitter to me. But after what I'm going to show you today, I personally am going to make a really strong push inside myself to make sure I call it X as much as possible. And I'm going to tell you why later. Got to keep calling it X, because after what I heard, I'm like, yeah, I got to call it X. Stay tuned for that. But in any event, we've watched the corruption, the coordination to take down speech. It's not been anything that's surprising. We've seen it. So now I want to get into a little bit why that's been happening. And as you see these next things that I'm going to show you, you're going to understand why they're sitting back and going, we got to shut these people up. We have to make sure people don't see this stuff. And if they get elected, it's bad enough that they're seeing it and trying to do it now. But if they get elected, 1984 is here. It is actually going to be living in 1984. Check this out.
Judge bans X in Brazil for refusing to comply with demands. Seizes Starlink operations in the country. Remember they arrested a few weeks ago Pavel Durov. And now we have Robert Reich, the communist from the Clinton administration, saying he wants global regulators to arrest Elon Musk. And the London Guardian is publishing articles about it. Regulators around the world should threaten to arrest Musk. Judge orders $9,000 fine for using VPNs to get around the ban.
Are you seeing all this? It's incredible. That was obviously the voice of Alex Jones.
And I also use X.
Hold on a second.
Elon.
And in the past, wait, where am I? In the past, people have called him the ultimate conspiracy theorist. But he was showing you actual articles, which I'm going to show you, where they are now calling for Elon Musk to be arrested. And here's another reason why.
It's a friend of mine. He endorsed me very strongly. He really endorsed me incredibly. He endorses me a lot. He tells people, because he understands, he's very smart, and he understands that this country is not going to make it if she's put in there. It's going to be a disaster for the world. It's going to be a disaster.
Of course, if Donald Trump does not win this election, he'll probably go to jail. Elon Musk will probably go to jail. And if billionaires can be taken down like that, you're going someplace. You know, they're probably cataloging all your comments, all your tweets, your X posts, and saying, okay, we saw what you did last year. You were, supporting that guy, Donald Trump, the 34-time indicted, serial rapist, racist, blah, 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 blah. So now you're starting to see Elon Musk and Donald Trump are aligned, which means Elon Musk is now an enemy as well. It has to be. He created the cardinal sin of allowing Donald Trump back on X to spew what he wants to spew. So now you are now convicted of being an accomplice to misinformation. And we have to take you down. And every one of your ilk needs to be taken down, except for Mark Zuckerberg, who pled guilty in forgiveness. I just, please, somebody save my company. Because he knows at this point, Donald Trump better win. And so he's trying to do the allocution and said, yeah, I did it. I was wrong. They threatened me. But Donald, can you save me for old time's sake? That's another Godfather reference. And I hope Trump does to him what they did in The Godfather. Nope, can't do it. Take all these people who turn their back on America, not on Trump, but turn their back on America and show them they have to pay for what they've done. We have to see these people go away. Is it going to be a retribution tour? I don't care. I've seen friends, myself, I lost a 7-figure business. I've said this before on Facebook. 7 figures. Was killing it. Logged on one day and it was gone. Absolutely gone. I watched them take away my wife's Twitter account back in Twitter 1.0. Many, many friends. This censorship has been ramping up for quite some time, and it's reached a fevered pitch at this point, trying to take people down. So Elon Musk is going to tell you a little bit here as to what motivates him, but it's just a little small part about it.
We must protect free speech, and free speech only matters, it's only relevant when it's someone you don't like saying something you don't like, because obviously speech that you like is, that's easy. So it's the thing about censorship is that, sure, for those who would advocate it, just remember, at some point, that will be turned on you.
So that's what the liberal idiots don't understand. At some point with censorship, and if you looked into history, even though our teachers have been complicit, not all of them, I don't want to just denounce all teachers, but our teachers have been complicit in not showing kids, young people, here's what happens when you go into this Marxist communist BS. It's coming. You got all the blue hair and everything else, but eventually, when you no longer have any use for them, guess what's going to happen? They're going to shut you up too. We don't want to hear from you. You're a miscreant. You're weird. You've got blue hair and nose piercings. You're not conforming. But you needed my vote back then. Now eat your damn bugs, live in your pod, own nothing, and be happy and shut up. Because your nonconformity that's helping the Democrats right now will soon be to your detriment. You're not doing exactly what they told you, how they told you, and when they tell you to do it. And they don't even see it coming because they haven't read their history books. The teachers haven't taught them what happens in a communist socialist regime. Although they could be looking, if they had any degree of intelligence, as to, whoa, are you really looking to throw Elon Musk in jail? Really? Really. That is exactly what they're trying to do. This was on The Guardian. And The Guardian is a website, used to be a newspaper, and of course quite liberal. Elon Musk is out of control. Here's how to rein him in. Robert Reich, who's been in politics for quite some time, worked in the Clinton administration, obviously a Clintonite Democrat, decides he's going to pen an article telling people how to take down Elon Musk. He felt comfortable enough. He felt so comfortable. I'm going to tell you how we can take this guy down. what we need to do to get him to shut up and get everybody else to shut up. Let's look at this article. He may be the richest man in the world, but that doesn't mean we're powerless to stop him. And it's a long diatribe. I'm not going to go through everything, but he says Elon Musk is rapidly transforming his enormous wealth, he's the richest person in the world, into a huge source of unaccountable political power that's now backing Trump and other authoritarians around the world. Point of order. If he was using his enormous wealth to back Kamala Harris, would we be seeing the same article? No. How do we know that? Because we see other billionaires with enormous wealth backing Kamala Harris, and you're not writing articles on how to stop him. You see the other billionaires around the world. You look at guys who run BlackRock and Google and YouTube and everything else. They don't have the power of X. See, that's what he's really saying. It's not the billionaires. It's that the fact that X is now allowing Trump to speak, and he's allowing, you, me, and everybody else to speak as well. And they don't like that. Not at all. So let's continue with what Mr. Robert Reich is talking about here. Musk owns X, formerly known as Twitter. He publicly endorsed Donald Trump. He's mentioned Trump twice in 2 paragraphs. I thought this was an article about Elon Musk. Oh, okay, it's about Trump. Before that, Musk helped form a pro-Trump super PAC. 3 times in 2 paragraphs, he's mentioned Trump. So it's not about this guy being a rich guy who's using his wealth. It's a rich guy who's helping Trump. Meanwhile, the former U.S. president has revived his presence on the X platform. Musk just hired a Republican operative with experience in field organizing to help him get out the vote on behalf of Trump. Trump and Musk have both floated the idea of governing together if Trump wins a second term. Musk said in a conversation with Trump earlier this month streamed on X, I'd be happy to help on such a commission. What was that, 6 times? 7 times? In 2 paragraphs? Trump, 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 Trump. I thought it was about, reining in Elon Musk. It's a fraud. It's BS. They need to shut him down because he's aligned with Trump. And they need to shut him down because he's also aligned somewhat with RFK Jr. And so together, this is a nightmare scenario for the libnuts. What do? He's letting these people talk. Oh my God. So I'm going to skip down to where he goes through the actual points that he wants to make and what we need to do to take him down. And he lists 6 points. Okay, number 1. He may be the richest man in the world. He may own one of the world's most influential social media platforms, but that doesn't mean we're powerless to stop him. Here are 6 ways to reel him in. 1, boycott Tesla. Okay. Aren't you guys the ones who have been pushing electric cars and wanted to boycott Tesla? That makes a lot of sense. That makes a whole lot of sense, you moron. Nope, it doesn't. Number 2, advertisers should boycott X. Oh, you tried that already. That's something you actually worked together and tried. Hence, that one comment that I attached to those 2 videos where Elon Musk said, you can't bribe me with money. I'm the richest man in the world. Go F yourself. Go F yourself. He repeated it. I don't care if you want to try and boycott me. It's not working. And guess what? Advertisers have come crawling back. Advertisers want these. They want eyeballs. This is one of the biggest eyeball platforms in the world. And they're like, hey man, Christmas season's coming up, and I know you communists don't really care about Christmas, but until you take over, we want to make as much money as possible. We got Halloween in a month or 2, actually 2 months, and we got Christmas and Thanksgiving. It's money time, yo. You pull advertising. Are you sick? Are you stupid? Are you communist? Oh, that's right, you are. I forgot about that. Number 3. Regulators around the world should threaten. He actually wrote this. Regulators around the world should threaten Musk with arrest if he doesn't stop disseminating lies and hate on X. I don't know. Let me know what, lies and hate Elon Musk has disseminated. Prove it. Show us. Don't have to do that when you're a libnut. You can just say whatever you want. It's crazy. Global regulators may be on the way to doing this, as evidenced by the August 24th arrest in France of Pavel Durov, who founded the online communications tool Telegram. So it was telegraphing something to Elon. Hey, we arrested him. We'll get you too. Don't land your plane here. Don't you dare. Unbelievable. He actually put that in here as a threat to Elon Musk. It says French authorities have found him complicit in hate crimes and disinformation. Like Musk, Durov has styled himself as a free speech absolutionist. I thought that's what we were supposed to be. I thought America was supposed to be filled with free speech absolutionists. I didn't know we changed. I didn't know there was some different way you wanted us to be. If you look at the history of the word disinformation, it didn't start too much being used until Donald Trump became president. So we survived 100, 200 plus years, and we were okay. But now we have found a way. We have the taste in our mouth. We banned a sitting president. We were able to tell this president, go away, you can't talk, zip it. To the point where he had to go start his own social network. You shut him up. It was part of your interference. And you just now have gotten such a salivating taste to do it to everybody that you've decided disinformation is what you decide it is. What hate speech? Haven't heard it. What dissemination of lies? They don't even confirm what they are saying, they just say it. Number 4, in the United States, the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, should demand that Musk take down lies that are likely to endanger individuals, and if he does not, sue him under Section 5 of the FTC Act. Well, that's interesting. The FTC, which is now run by a Democrat administration, should demand that Musk take down lies that are likely to endanger individuals. Let's stop there. Who determines if it's being endangering? Where's the Ministry of Truth? Remember you tried to put that together? Who is going to define what endangerment means? Oh, that's right. You guys will. You will try to shut up Elon Musk and say, hey, listen, you're endangering people. Okay. And if he does not, then we're going to sue him and take more of his money, like they did with Trump up in New York. It's funny if they're going to try and value, what are they going to try and value X a lot less than $44 billion? Because you can't take X. All you can do is try to shut it up and take as much of his money as possible. Musk's free speech rights under the First Amendment don't take precedence over the public interest. I'm sorry. Do I have a copy of the Constitution here? Let me look through it real quick here. Okay, what page is that on? What page is it on that it says that your free speech rights under the First Amendment don't take precedence over public interest? I'm sorry, I don't see it anywhere. Mr. Reich, could you give us a footnote as to where that's found in the Constitution? Oh, that's right, you don't care about the Constitution. It's just in the friggin' way. You just want to make it up like the totalitarian that you say Trump is. Hey, you can't say that. It's against public interest. Says who? Who says it's against public interest? 2 months ago, the Supreme Court said federal agencies may pressure social media platforms to take down misinformation, a technical win for the public good because the court based its ruling on the plaintiff's lack of standing to sue. So you just defined that it was not what the Supreme Court found, you idiot. See, a lot of people will read that and go, hey, the Supreme Court says you can't have misinformation, when that's not at all what they said, and he clarified it, hoping you wouldn't understand it. Not have standing to sue does not mean you prevailed in proving it's misinformation. It just says you're not the person who can bring this lawsuit. But they lie. Oh, wait a minute. That's called misinformation. You just did it, Robert. You just lied right there. and gave out misinformation. It's okay, though, because you wear the D on your tie. Number 5, and this one is where it gets really scary. The U.S. government and we taxpayers, so they want you to pay for this, have additional power over Musk if we're willing to use it. The U.S. should terminate its contracts with him, starting with Musk SpaceX. You are absolutely insane. You know there's astronauts stuck up in space right now, right? You do know there's guys and women floating around in a tube up in space. You do know that Boeing tried to go ahead and rescue them because Boeing made the craft, and Boeing said, we can't do it. Do you all know what happened next? Those of you watching, do you know what happened after Boeing says we can't do it? Well, let me tell you. Somebody from the administration said, Elon, we got these guys stuck up in space, and we're wondering if you would help us and go get them. And Elon went, okay, I'll go get them. Sure. Let me just go on Twitter and tell everybody, they had to call me. The American Space Force that Trump tried to put together can't seem to get their shit together without Elon Musk. Elon Musk is firing up satellites, and now he's got to go on a rescue mission like he's Bruce Willis from Deep Impact or whatever movie that was, and got to go get the astronauts that our government stuck up there. Meanwhile, this moron who wrote this article knowing that these astronauts are stuck up there says, we should just cancel the contract with Elon. Yeah, go ahead. You know how she just pissed off all of the Gold Star families? You tell the families of these stuck astronauts, we could probably save you, but we're pissed off at Elon, so we're not going to send any help. So, good luck, pray. Our hearts and prayers are with you. Okay? See you later. These people will cut off their nose to spite their face. They don't care. The funds are now an important part of SpaceX's revenue. The Pentagon has also contracted with SpaceX Starlink broadband service to pay for internet links, despite Musk's refusal in September 2022 to allow that country over there to use Starlink to launch an attack on Russian forces. Oh, so you needed him. He said no, and because he said no, we should just do something. We should just cancel his contracts. He's bad dude. Meanwhile, SpaceX is cornering the rocket launch market. Its rockets were responsible for 2/3 of the flights from U.S. launch sites in 2022 and handled 88% in the first 6 months of the year. Oh, wait a second. So, Starlink and Elon Musk with his rockets, basically the United States military used them for 2/3, that's 66% and 88% of our rocket launches. But we should go ahead and cancel the contract because you don't like him. You got anybody else who's going to launch rockets for you? Just let me know. Because as far as I can see, he's the only one doing it. You need him on that wall. You want him on that wall. Except when he's friends with Trump and saying stuff you don't want him to say. This guy's a nut. Number 6, make sure Musk's favorite candidate for president is not elected. Wait a minute. You're talking about a social media guy who's involved with rocket launches and he's part of the, the Avengers. And now you're saying it is about politics. You want this guy arrested if possible, put in a gulag, have his company sued into oblivion, remove the contract so he can't make any more money off the government, risk military national security because he's friends with Trump. That's the insanity that's prevailing in our government. We'll do all of this. We don't care. The final outcome is we cannot have Trump elected. And Elon, because you're backing Trump, we're willing to throw it all away. We're willing to destroy this country. Take all your satellites out of the sky. Ground them. Cancel the contracts. No more money goes to Elon. People in sick areas can't use Starlink to connect to the internet. No, we don't need any of that, as long as he's still backing Trump. Sound familiar? You know, my little corner of the world here, when they look to silence me and things they may do to Benny Johnson or, you know, Lou Valentine or some of the other guys out there, when they want to flip the switch, they're looking at doing it to a multi-billionaire. We don't stand a chance. I don't control any rockets. I don't control global satellite-based internet systems. If they're looking to do it to him because he supports Trump, what do you think they're going to do to you and me? They feel comfortable putting out an article in a major publication saying, we got to take him down. We got to do whatever we want. We got to be like Brazil. We got to shut him down. Do you not understand that they're going to come for you and me as well? If this woman is elected, she just said it. I just showed you the video. We need to shut him down for disinformation and misinformation. And it's not going to stop with him. He's just the appetizer. He's one guy. There's 300 million of us. And half of those people are Republicans. Or at least people who support Trump. You're the first on the list that they want to cross off. You better understand that. Gotta understand that. Let's look at some comments here. Ed DeTerra says they want to control us like cattle. Yep, absolutely. Probably even want to brand us. Rezo said that's scary but true. Roland Curtis says the Avengers: Donald Trump, Elon Musk, RFK Jr., Tulsi, the Justice League. You forgot a couple people in there. You forgot Nicole Shanahan is very, very strong. I don't know if you've been following her stuff. You forgot to include Vivek Ramaswamy. He's got a dream team put together. Elon should ask them to kiss his ring first, then ask for billions, then ask for billions for his service for sending the rocket rescue into space. Get on your knees and kiss the ring. Exactly. And by the way, let's just videotape it and show it on X, okay? Because people need to see you people are scumbags. Unreal. Well, if she stopped, she wouldn't have to worry about people saying things about her. Oh, it's so funny. Animal Farm in 1984. Most of the people here are probably my age or younger. I just hope everybody has read Animal Farm and understand that we are living through it at this point. Judgment. My brand is still blazing like the song Ghost Riders in the Sky. Only Jesus Christ can save us from these psychopaths. Yeah, I believe that. They're not going to stop. They haven't stopped. They have had these plans in place for decades. They slowly worked their way through the entertainment business. They slowly worked their way through the educational system. Then I saw it coming a couple years ago. I go, it's going to hit sports. And my friends were like, no, it's not coming. I tell you, it's coming to sports. They're going to, that was like the last bastion of exclusion. You're like, okay, we're just going to watch a game and not have to worry about this. And sure enough, it came to sports. And it's ugly how it's evolved, and basically its tentacles are wrapped around sports at this point. Let's see, did you see the Hells Angels want to take on those gangs? People are saying it's not really happening, but I don't know. We'll see. We got to fight for our freedom in our own homeland. That amazes me. Exactly. Control us like sheep. Sorry for interference. We have to make a video called viral, a tribute to our heroes, so that people around the world know who the real Donald Trump is on Incredible Account of History. Yeah. Read your Bible. Been talking about it since Jesus. Yep, you guys know. Please say hello to the boss, Yvonne, for her. Keep your head on a swivel. big time. Because if all this stuff isn't working, and tonight I do my rating show, so you guys love that. Well, as I show you what's happening with the ratings, you're gonna realize you indeed need to put your head on a swivel. Stay frosty out there, because it's about to hit the fan. I mean, really soon. I'm convinced of that. So I want to continue here. So let me do this. All right. Boom, gone. All right. So I want to show you some of the things that Elon Musk has said. And as I show you these things, you're going to realize, oh, I see why they're pissed at him. He's got a huge following, something like 80 million people. But this one's from a parody account, but it's just as funny. And it says, freedom of speech wasn't free. It cost $44 billion, but it's here now. Welcome to X, the future of the internet. Now we look at him, and let me just figure out, I said 80 million. He's got 196 million. He's got twice the amount of followers that Donald Trump has. 196 million global followers. So when he says something, he actually knows what it's going to say. So let's look at one of his tweets here. And you can see he's going after the third rail of Democrat policy. And he's speaking it to millions of people. Legal immigration is great. Illegal immigration, where there are no checks regarding who is coming in, is civilizational suicide. One party is okay with unchecked immigration. Another party has been saying, hey, we got to do something about it. And Elon chimes in and says, well, I don't like it either. Bad for him. The next one. Ooh, those who want to undermine the Constitution are committing treason. How do you think the Democrats felt about that? This guy just said those of us who want to undermine the Constitution are committing treason. We can't let him say stuff like that. And in case you don't know what he was talking about, hopefully they've got a picture here. The New York Times printed this trash over the weekend attacking the Constitution because it might help Trump. That's an actual headline from the New York Times. The Constitution is sacred, but is it also dangerous? I had posted, all the news that's fit to print, huh? That's what you want to put out there? Is the Constitution dangerous? What kind of gaslighting is that when you want to call the Constitution of the United States dangerous? Man, you people are absolutely twisted. Absolutely twisted. And it makes me just cringe when I hear what these people are saying. Listen to this one with Don Lemon. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's pretty interesting.
Don, you love censorship, is what you're saying.
No, I don't love censorship.
Then why are you asking?
I believe in moderation, but I don't believe in
censorship. Moderation is a propaganda word for censorship.
Absolutely true. I believe in moderation. Who's going to moderate? Every time these people say something, you just throw it back at them. Well, I believe in moderation. I'm sorry, my little pocket, Constitution here. No, I don't see the word moderation. No, I don't see it anywhere. And I specifically don't see anyone that says, who gets to moderate? Who is the person that you're going to appoint to be the moderator? Because what are you going to moderate? Stuff you don't like, obviously. You don't want just people talking. I believe in moderation. Did you believe in moderation when you worked at CNN? Because we all saw a bunch of shit that you put out that made absolutely no sense. Do you believe in moderation when you watch The View? Oh, that stuff's okay, right? Oh, yeah, no problem. So what exactly are you looking to moderate? And as Elon Musk came back at him, he said moderation is basically another word for censorship.
But don't you think free speech is one thing, right? Or not,
Look, if something's illegal, we're going to take it down. If it's not illegal, then we're putting our thumb on the scale and we're being censors.
You're putting your thumb on the scale for moderating hate speech? I mean, you don't put out Talpanar.
What's hate speech? Nobody has ever defined it. The lib nuts will use that word to take down anything they don't want to see or hear. It's hate speech. Barry, you talked about it, so it's hate speech.
Pornography, it's illegal. Some people would say that's considered censorship. I'm just saying,
No, I literally, Don, I literally said, if something is legal, okay, we will obviously remove it.
Okay.
But if it is not legal, the laws in this country are put forward by the citizens. We're a democracy. If those laws are put in place by the people, we adhere to those laws.
Okay, I
agree.
agree.
To the laws of others. If you go beyond the law, you're actually going beyond the will of the people.
It's really that simple. If you don't like something, then Congress should pass a law. There's the House and the Senate. You guys come together, define misinformation. You guys go ahead and define moderation. Make a law. Do what you have to do. Why not? But no, that's not what they want. They want to be able to take this guy down, which I don't understand how that would even be remotely constitutional. Attack an American businessman? He's American. Attack an American business because you don't like what it's doing? Okay, what happens to a company that's selling, chicken wings? Oh man, we don't like them selling that ranch. We don't like the way they fry that chicken. You know what? It's making people fat. You can't sell chicken wings anymore. You can sell fried crickets. It's a lot less calories, but no more chicken. That's what we decide. Where does it go from there? Ivanka Trump even said this, and this was Ivanka Trump parody. Breaking: Elon Musk says Democratic Party is an existential threat to the Republic. So if Elon Musk is saying, and that is a quote, that the Democrat Party has become an existential threat to the Republic, you think they want to get this guy out of the way here? Maybe they should just find a way to remove him because it's just not cool. General Michael Flynn: Democrats have to, a word I can't use here, in order to win. And he was responding to a tweet by Elon Musk that said, the only people strongly against voter ID in America are those who want to commit fraud. Everyone knows that ID is required for basic daily activities. I just flew up to North Carolina. I needed it to fly. And voter ID is mandatory in almost all other countries. Why not here? And he was responding to a post by Senator Mike Lee. Progressive Democrats keep saying the SAVE Act isn't necessary because non-citizens are already prohibited from voting in federal elections. But that same logic, criminal background checks aren't necessary because committing murder with a gun is already against the law. It's not making any sense, but the fact that he's putting it out there, and he's putting it out there to what? Let's see here. 27.1 million people saw this. We can't have him out there disseminating this kind of information. This is horrible for our party. We got to shut him up. What do we do? How do we shut him down? And Elon says this had to piss off Kamala. Please note this is an actual statement from Kamala. An undocumented immigrant is not a criminal somehow, even though our laws say they are a criminal. This is the person running for president of the United States who is actually rewriting law, standing law, in a post. An undocumented immigrant is not a criminal. Yes, they are, by its very definition. There is no such thing as undocumented. It's another word that they created to euphemize and turn things into something else. There was no law that said undocumented. It says if you cross the border and you're not supposed to be here, you have crossed the border illegally. Period. There was no word called undocumented. That's how they use to euphemize it and make you feel like it's something else. That's how they brainwash and gaslight people. Oh, they're not illegal. No person's illegal. They were undocumented. I'm sorry, can you show me the law that says undocumented in it? No, I can't. And then he went off. The U.S. Democratic Party as a whole has a massive incentive to bring in and legalize illegal newcomers as they vote overwhelmingly Democrat. No grand conspiracy theory is needed. The simple incentive of winning elections explains why they won't even deport criminals who assault police officers on camera, because that would mean losing those votes. You starting to see why they need to shut him up? It doesn't even matter that he's Republican or Democrat or independent. He is talking to too many people. He is putting the truth out there. And they can't stop him. So in order to stop him from talking, we need to take him down. We need to arrest him. This one here. Elon Musk warns that free speech may not exist if Kamala Harris is elected, who is a strong supporter of removing Trump from Twitter 1.0. Here are some attacks on free speech that have taken place this past month, just in the last 30 days. Okay, so listen to these things. 1. Brazil announces anyone using a VPN to access X will be fined up to nearly $9,000 a day. There's some Brazilians that got a lot of money, but most of the population couldn't afford $9,000. So what happens to them? Well, you're probably going to get in a pokey for using a social media platform. Number 2, German podcast host of Haas and Hoff faced a $250,000, or rather pound, fine and jail time in Germany after they, quote, misgendered a bald transgender person. That's a tongue twister. But you're going to pay $250,000 because you did it. You spoke your mind. You dead named somebody. Now it's going to cost you $250,000. Telegram founder Pavel Durov was arrested in France for not censoring his users. UK arrests a 55-year-old woman for sharing information online. The UK looks to move forward with new legislation that would label misogyny, let me pause this for a second, that would label misogyny as a form of extremism. Oh, did you say something bad about a woman? That means you're a misogynist, and then that means you're an extremist, and that means you got to go to jail. But I was having a fight with my girlfriend, but we overheard you call her a witch. That's misogynist. You got to go to jail. The end result of that is to keep men and women from coming together. Because anything you say to a woman, I listen to an old Rush Limbaugh show. You know, some people, I forget what country he was talking about, but catcalling became a crime. Oh, you got to go to jail. You whistled at her. What? Yeah, you got to go to jail now. Oh, okay. EU Commissioner Thierry Breton sent Elon Musk a letter demanding that he comply with their censorship laws. No, you're not going to tell me how to run my company. Rumble CEO Chris Pavlovski fled Europe citing threats from the French government. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg released a letter detailing how the Biden-Harris administration and the FBI worked to censor content on Facebook. You know what you haven't heard? You've got Brazil attacking an American company. You've got the UK attacking an American company. Why is it that our government's not standing up for an American company? Why are they not saying something? Hey, you need to back off. You just can't treat our citizens and our companies and our businesses this way. Nope. Not a word. Not a single word from Kamala Harris or Dementia Joe, because they want that to happen. They relish in the thought of that might happen one day. Elon Musk then said The attacks this year on free speech are unprecedented in the 21st century. It will happen in America if Kamala Waltz gain power. Just listen to what they've said. And then somebody, Sean McGuire, had said, the West is 3 months away from being lost. America is 3 months away from being lost. Canada, France, and Brazil are already gone. This was what happened in Brazil that I showed you was upheld by their high court. X is taken down. Stores have 5 days, which has now since been, or close to expiring, and 9,000 daily fines for using a VPN to get around where you are. Everyone needs to wake up. Yes, it could happen here too. I would have taken the could out of that sentence. Yes, it will happen here as well. Need more, even more impetus to get your butts into the voting booth and bring your friends and coworkers and family and push that Trump button? I sure would love to have some mean tweets instead of not being able to converse with anybody. I would love to have some mean tweets and pay less price for gas. Love to see mean tweets and have less grocery prices. I'd love to have mean tweets and not seeing us sending billions of dollars, trillions of dollars to other countries and not being able to account for it. I would love to have mean tweets if it meant I knew where 350,000 kids are. If that's the number, it's probably higher. But no, the Democrats have it to the point where they don't want you to know where 350,000 kids are. Because at that point, it might completely freak you out. Now, here's where it gets really interesting and why the Democrats are really, really, really worried. Because with his massive following of 190 million people, he doesn't have to take things lying down. So Elon lately has been saying, you know what? Just like those 3-letter agencies, I got a whole lot of information on these people in Brazil. I can see everything that they've been posting. I can go back and use my algorithm to pull all kinds of information. Oh yeah, guess what I can do? I got satellites. I got satellites right over Brazil that you can't touch, and I can see everything you're doing. You want to F with me? You're going to F and find out. You can't push someone who's got billions and billions and billions and resources and rockets and satellites and not think he's not going to punch back. That's your big mistake. It's not Barry. It's not Fred. You're trying to take on a fight with a guy they made a movie about. They made Iron Man about friggin' Elon Musk. He is the living embodiment of Tony Stark. And you decide that you're in some robe in some court in Brazil and you want to take this guy on? And you don't think he has at his disposal the ability to click a couple buttons and bring up all kinds of shit about you? Okay, so he posts this. We have urgently petitioned the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights, which is authority over Brazil under the American Convention. The censorship from the Supreme Federal Court and Superior Electoral Court violate the law. Now it's time to intervene. And Elon says, thank you. He's feeding these people information on this court, on this stupid judge. And he's like, look here. Look what he said here. Look what he did here. How about this? You want some more? I got a whole bunch. We could play this all day long. They have never met an adversary like Elon Musk. Our government has never met an adversary like Elon Musk. Not Bill Gates, not that Soros dude. Nobody has what Elon Musk has. And that's why they're absolutely terrified. What's his name? Judge Napolitano said, is free speech on the ballot in November? You decide. Elon Musk says they are directly speaking to, this is what she said about Elon Musk. I played that video early. They are directly speaking to millions and millions of people without any level or oversight or regulation. That has to stop. Someone please send her a copy of the Constitution. And send it to all the people in the media. This woman just said he's speaking to millions and millions of people. And he's got no oversight. He can say whatever he wants. That has to stop. You are spewing unconstitutional activity on a video. You don't even care. You're so comfortable. I'm going to say it out loud. We need to shut him down because he's speaking to millions and millions of people. Thank you for putting it out there. So now we know specifically what this is all about. He's talking to Trump. He's laying waste to judges in other countries, and we can't stop him, and we need him because we got to do satellites and rescue missions. What the hell are we supposed to do? We got to do something. No, you don't. That's where you lose. That's where you absolutely lose, and that's where the people are starting to talk about here. I'm going to show you something that is probably going to blow you away in a second. Give me about 10 minutes. I'm gonna tell you where this all stems from and what's happened. And let me show you this. Brett Favre, Hall of Fame quarterback. Freedom of speech is what sets America apart from most countries. Without the First Amendment, this country is doomed. People are starting to realize we don't have a future. The future is absolutely over if we don't get Trump back in office. There is no future. This is the fourth quarter and two minutes left. Using an analogy with Brett Favre talking. It's about to be game over if we don't wake up. This showed up, which I thought was incredible. Mark Andreessen, we all shook our head at this. Elon Musk and others urging people to have more kids are essentially calling for a Ponzi scheme, experts say. Something deeply misanthropic about these people. They don't want you breathing their air and eating their food. The last thing they want you to do is populate. Raising kids is like a Ponzi scheme. Really? I just spent a weekend with three grandkids, and it was one of the best weekends I've had in a long, long time, if not ever. Seeing family, having a familial unit. It's what we're supposed to have. It's in the Bible. It's from the beginning of creation. And we've got Democrats out there saying, oh no, Elon Musk and others urging people to have more kids is essentially calling for a Ponzi scheme. What the hell is wrong with these people? What the hell is wrong? Having kids is a Ponzi scheme? Do you think, do you think that low of children? Yeah, you do. Yeah, because we see there's hundreds and thousands of kids that are missing, and you could give a shit. You don't care. They're disposable. Yeah, we know they're disposable. You parked a big blue RV and made a big deal about disposing of kids. You don't care. It's a Ponzi scheme. You're eating my food and you're drinking my drink and breathing my air. And I don't need familial units. I just need worker bees. They hate you. And the sooner you realize it and the sooner more and more people realize it, the better. Wake up. Wake them all up because this is getting bad. I mean, it's really getting bad. So, Liz Wheeler posts something. And I'm going to tie this up right now. Tie it up, dismiss you, and let you know what's really going on. There's something that's really going on here. And it's going to touch you to your heart when you hear what he says here that many of you don't know. It starts off with this tweet. So actually, Elon Musk bought X not to own the libs, but because of the infinite depth of his love for his son, who was transformed by the left to destroy what destroyed his son, even as his son rejects him. X, formerly Twitter, it's named X right now. And it's named X, and I don't know how many of you guys know this, but it's named X for Xavier, his son. he didn't buy X or / Twitter just to be a free speech platform. He bought X to destroy everything the libnuts care about, because they destroyed what he cared about. I'm not going to interfere with this piece. I want you to hear every single word of what he says right here. It's gonna raise hairs on the back of your neck, might make some of you cry.
It happened to one of my older boys, where I was essentially tricked into signing documents for one of my older boys, Xavier. This is before I had really any understanding of what was going on, and we had COVID going on, and so there was a lot of confusion. I was told, Xavier might commit suicide if he.
That was a lie right from the outset.
Incredibly evil, and I agree with you that people that have been promoting this should go to prison.
That's
so I was
connection.
tricked into doing this, it wasn't explained to me that puberty blockers are actually just sterilization drugs. Anyway, and so I lost my son essentially. They call it dead naming for a reason.
Yeah,
all right. So the reason it's called dead naming is because your son is dead. So my son Xavier is dead, killed by the woke mind virus.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that would be like.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and there's lots of people in that situation now.
Right.
It's not pretty, and lots of demolished kids.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's a good reason to be the final straw. All right, so let's.
So I vowed to destroy the woke mind virus after that. And we're making some progress.
You pissed off the wrong guy. You pissed off a man who has unlimited resources. You took his son from him. You lied to him. His son hates him now. His son is basically dead to him now because of what the left did to him. I have vowed to destroy the woke virus mind, hive mind, however he said it. That's his goal right now. Forget freedom of speech. That's a little bit down here. Forget politics. That's probably third or fourth. His objective, stated on camera, is to destroy, to obliterate, to turn into dust the woke mind virus. You took his son. So of course he's going to stand on the stage and say, go F yourself. He bought a new jet and he put on the side of it, GFY. You caused him to lose his oldest boy, and he named this platform X after him. And I doubt many people know that. That's why they're afraid of Elon Musk. Now you know the truth, or as Paul Harvey used to say, now you know the rest of the story. I don't know if anyone has told you that. I don't know if you've heard that, but now you truly know the rest of the story. And that's why they're terrified of this man. He has come out and said, my main objective is to destroy you. You libnut, woke mind, insane people. You make me sick. You disgust me. And I'm going to do everything I can with the billions I have to make sure you are destroyed. I don't know how many of you people are parents. I don't know how many people of you watching are grandparents. But I'm pretty sure If somebody did that to someone you loved, if they took your oldest child, if they took your oldest grandchild, took your youngest grandchild and lied to you and caused that person to turn into a deformity, took the essence of someone's life and changed it to where they are no longer the kid that you knew. You lied to him. Hey, listen, your son needs a little bit of help. We're going to do this. And he comes back, and Johnny's now Josephine. X is gone. He didn't care if it cost $44 billion. He didn't care what it was going to take. All he knew was, I got to do whatever I got to do to destroy these people. I don't want to get along with you. I don't want to moderate with you. I don't want to see where we have commonality. I want to make sure you're eviscerated. I want you destroyed. I want you to have the feeling I have. And you saw it in his voice. Here's a guy with everything in the world. Everything. There's nothing he couldn't do. There's nothing he could want for. And you took the one thing in his life. The one thing in his life that mattered most. And you turned that kid into a freak. You deserve everything that he and Donald Trump can do. You deserve it. Oh, I'm sorry. But that clip touched me. Because I saw a man whose pain was just like, are you kidding me? He had to interrupt Jordan Peterson. He's like, wait a second, you don't get this. Jordan, hold on. I need to destroy these people. And now you know. People are horrible. They're absolutely horrible. Yep, it hurts. He changed his name to Vivian, like vivisection. Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely. It's tough. It's tough. Yep. Justice is definitely coming for these people. So, you need to get out there and vote. I didn't know that about him. I knew so much about this guy, and I saw that and I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You picked on the wrong dude, man. You picked on a dude with billions. And he's got nothing to lose. Oh my God, I would hate to have somebody like that as an enemy. When you have an enemy who's got literally nothing to lose. I'm sure if he died tomorrow, he'd be like, I've lived a full life. I'm shooting rockets up and putting up satellites. I got billions of dollars. There's nothing else you can take from me. You took the one thing. No commercial break. I'm good. Sick doctors. Yeah. I'm good. It just drives me crazy. Yeah. Somebody, Bruno says, I can't even imagine. My children are grown. Yeah. My daughter Ashley's in here. You know, she's grown, but I got grandkids. And I just couldn't imagine that somebody would do that to your child. Would take your child and turn them into something that they're not. And be okay with it. Actually pass laws to try and tell you, you need to honor this. And we need to make sure that every court in the land in California, we can take your kid without you having any knowledge and do this to you. unfortunately for them, they did it to the wrong person. It's coming back in spades at them. This is the part that actually gets me excited. You're going to get what's coming. You can't stop what's coming. Those of you who've been following stuff on Twitter and different things for quite some years, you know what the saying has been. No one can stop what is coming. Now I feel so much stronger feeling that way, going, no, y'all can't stop what's coming at this point. Nah, not with the force that Donald Trump has put together. Not with the richest man in the world saying, I want to destroy everything that you are. I don't care, Brazil. Deflecting is like the Wonder Woman deflection thing. I'm coming for you. There's nothing stopping me from taking you people apart. That's who Elon Musk is. And now you know why he is so committed in basically backing Trump just as another way. You have to understand, it's just another Infinity Stone. I thought the Infinity Stones were being put together by Trump. No, I got the story wrong. Elon Musk is putting together the Infinity Stones because Trump just wants to be president, and then he'll do what he's got to do. Elon Musk wants to destroy these people. So I was like, oh boy, get that. This guy isn't here politically. His motivation is so much stronger. His motivation is, I'm going to make sure I destroy you. I haven't ever heard a politician say that. Trump's not said, I'm going to destroy the Democrats. Haven't even heard Kamala Harris say, I'm going to destroy this man with gazillions of dollars. And that last clip just said, I want to destroy you. I want to make sure you are left with nothing. Nothing at all. I'm going to close by letting you just hear that one more time. I'll see you tonight on the polling show that I'm going to be doing, but I'm going to take it out and just let you listen and hear and look at his face as he says this once again. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Check this out.
It happened to one of my older boys, where I was essentially tricked into signing documents for one of my older boys, Xavier. This was before I had really any understanding of what was going on, and we had COVID going on, and so there was a lot of confusion. I was told, Xavier might commit suicide if he did.
That was a lie right from the outset.
Incredibly evil, and I agree with you that people that have been promoting this should go to prison.
That's
so I was tricked into doing this, it wasn't explained to me that puberty blockers are actually just sterilization drugs. And so I lost my son, essentially. They call it dead naming for a reason.
Yeah,
all right. So the reason it's called dead naming is because your son is dead. So my son Xavier is dead, killed by the woke mind virus.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that would be like.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and there's lots of people in that situation now.
Right.
It's not pretty, and lots of demolished kids.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's a good reason to be the final straw. All right, so let's.
So I vowed to destroy the woke mind virus after that, and we're making some progress.